All right, I'm joined once again by my partner in crime, Jake Jacobs. We do Turbo Pit Fighter. That glare on there. This is a Turbo teaser
Mm-hmm.
where Jake is writing and penciling. I'm doing some co-authorship and inking. Links down below. It's a podcast, two comic book artists working on the same comic side by side. But I've asked Jake to come in and play art director. I have the first of four stories that I'm working back on, getting them up to date. These are from 2015. I released this second collection of CROM the Barbarian, four stories, and we only have two more pages to go. So I will turn it back over to Jake and get that
Yeah.
feedback. Thank you, Jake.
Yeah, no problem. I'm looking here. This is just the ballpoint version of it, and so it's really
Yeah.
interesting how this has grown. With the gray tones and how it just like takes it to a whole new dimension.
Yep.
I'm on the last two pages, so I guess it's this one, then this one, right?
That one. That's the one we're on right now.
Okay.
Not that
Yeah.
one. The other one. Nope. The other one.
Oh, this one first.
Yep. And then move it up. Move it up.
Right.
Keep going.
There we go.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
In midair, Crom frees the blade from the Simri chieftain's side and plunges it into the belly of the beast. Um, right. Okay. So here's oh, all right. Yeah. I for a second I thought this was one of Crom's legs.
Yeah, it's a
Because,
tangent. It definitely is.
um,
His foot is right back here. That's
I
his
would do
foot.
something with the lighting,
Right.
to make it clear. If you can tie his legs into each other with maybe some like highlights,
Yeah.
that would I think it would be less chance that somebody would get confused like that. Um, the You have this rubble. Oh, so they're falling. So
Yep.
yeah. So how about something vertical? That's helping us understand that they're falling. Like um, maybe some speed lines that give us more of that direction, because these when these rocks are under there, um, there should probably be some more rocks,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
everywhere, because they're in like just a cascade of rocks, all falling, right? Let's have like, because you can do this with very light lines. I'm using like my pencil, but you can do this with much lighter lines to make it, not so pronounced. I would get a little white separator line in here. His head is sufficiently thick that you don't have to take anything away from here. You could just add it to here. Also here, right? Because now instead of anybody getting confused that this foot is falling onto the sword, that one little separation line would help. Um, this is good. This is a little sparse here. Like, let's make this like really thick jungles, right? Put some trees and some growths or something that helps frame all this. So it isn't just a barren sky. There's never a barren sky in this. Everything's all filled in. Um, and here, some of this it needs to be just smoothed out. Um, her face is a little cartoony. Maybe just give her some eyebrows, or a little more. I would say a little more shading, a little more definition. That seems like it helps. Like what I just did there.
Yeah.
Um, Let us follow if they dare. Something here laterally that separates this. Some light lines. You got to have something here that separate these panels. And with shrill cries rage, they charge from their land, and soon the land of Crom and Lala will be trampled beneath their might. Uh huh. Yeah, this is good. Just I would say just even this off a little bit. Maybe you have an opportunity here to show like more of the horizon line. With some mountains or something there.
Yeah. Good call.
Um, and here they're making their way through the trees. Yeah, these faces look a little bit too simplified. you might be better off just like hiding them in shadow, or or putting in a couple of other details. I like the way she's clinging to him, but you got to finish this off, because it looks like she has a cloven hoof here. Um, and yeah, same here. The faces are so important, right? And I know it's small, so that it's tough to get all the little lines in there. But if you have to, just put half of it in shadow, and deharshify these legs. This is cool. You need to finish up this guy here. Show his. You could show, like, maybe if he has a like a Fred Flintstone, you know, tunic or something.
Right.
You have that little corner there, and is this the end?
Nope, you got one more. I think you flipped that page, and you should
Oh,
have the.
okay. So yeah, if this is some kind of structure, let's continue it, like up here. Let's make it, go farther up. No dead sky there. And then, yeah, these little birds, these are handy, right? You could put these birds in lots of other places, like up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could even put them back here, maybe. Um, and finally, and by the sword I claim a skullbiter, we will drive the white apes back to Simray. Yeah, this is pretty good. You could go a little darker here. Half dark, half light. That's what I always say. Balance it out. Especially if you're just using midtones. Um, Here, this is nice. Some of these lines, though, are kind of naked. Go back over them, smudge it out. Maybe some birds here. I don't know if you want to do like the Smoky Mountains or something. Um, just some possibilities, but uh, the people. I get that these are people, but you should have like maybe one that's a little bit more defined with all the arms and all the limbs, because then that'll just give you the suggestion that all the others are also like that too. I mean, unless you want to spend time doing them all like that, but there should always be like there should always be one, that's really well defined, that stands out. Um, Here you have the lighting. Oh, you have this big fire. So yeah, let's make that more directional, right? So try to make it so that there's more edge lighting to this. So maybe you want to take an intermediate tone and darken these in, so that the fire is more realistically sourcing from the direction that it's coming from. You're doing this like hatch pattern back there. I see.
Mixing it up.
Yeah. And here, yeah, I would definitely, if this is like a big puff of white smoke, you want to make it. I mean, if this is coming off a fire, I think you want to, put some lines in here that show that it's like ashy and sooty and stuff. Otherwise, it'll look like just a cloud. Um, I would dirty that up a little bit. And maybe you want to put like a little light. If you come in with these white separation lines, it doesn't have to be pure white. It could
Yeah.
be just, as long as it's lighter than the background. You
Yeah, I
know,
might do like color pencil, like a white color pencil.
right? Which is like half translucent anyway, right?
Yep. Yep. That
Yeah,
grainy
yeah,
feel into it.
yeah.
Yep.
You get it, right? It doesn't have to be. It
Yep.
doesn't have to be 100% white.
Yep.
Um, Here, this guy's face looks like a little crocked. I would try to use some shadow to integrate it better. You know, I'm just shading in here. Just in general darkening her face again. She doesn't have an eyebrow, and if she did, and she had one of these little, what do they call this? It's like the bone that sticks out under your eye. What's that?
Cheekbone?
Yeah, it's connected to the cheekbone, but the cheekbone is really down here on this side.
Mm.
It's the under eye bone, right? You see how I just do this little
Socket? The eye socket?
under the socket? Yeah, I mean it's connected to the
Yeah.
cheekbone, so I guess it's
Yep.
like the lower orbital bone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you add that, I think it really helps here. And she does look sad, but she needs an eyebrow, and then, her hair is just like you shortcutted it too much. Let's put some more lines in here for her hair. You could even take the hair up here and make some light lines up here. That show it's flowing. Um, and I guess we're at the end here.
Yep.
This is a
Happy
flower.
family.
Um, yeah, you got the one guy here that's sacrificing an animal carcass, right? Oh no, that's her arm. I
No.
thought he was. I thought he was holding. I thought he was holding up an
That
animal
was good.
carcass.
That's good.
I was like, it
Sorry
looks like
about
a
that.
porpoise. Okay, so
Oh.
if that's her arm, let's lighten up these back fingers here. I think you need to make those lighter.
Okay.
Um, does Crom maybe want to have some like scars all over and nicks and cuts? Because we're at the very end here. Maybe that's a little bit,
Sure.
a little storytelling kind of element. And I'm not sure these white things. Is this like snow or ash?
It's one of those like afterthoughts. I think, well, at
Yeah.
first it was white spots from my liquid mask marker, and then the gray wash goes over the top of it, but the lines were already there. So you have sort of three elements that have collided and don't
Mm-hmm.
really make any sense other than just being a decorative type of background. But I can definitely go
Yeah, maybe you
darker.
want to take some white pencil and break the lines up. I mean, these lines are just very naked here that they're just like
Yeah,
they're just sitting there.
yeah,
Here, you have the one guy and then you have the other guys in the back. I would try to use some edge lighting to really bring out
yeah.
the numbers here. At least three or four. Show at least like an arm or a limb or something from three or
Right.
four of them. And that's it. I guess you're at the end here,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
That's
Maybe you want to have
that
like a
is neat.
little, maybe you want to have like a little skull down here in the bottom so people know this is the end of the story. With
That'd be cool.
Finn or you know, I don't know, end
I like it.
Finn, or maybe KB or something.
Right. I like it.
So
I like it.
yeah,
Woo!
yeah, there's some real good stuff in here. I think if you improve this, it'll be a lot more. It'll just people will spend a lot more time like going over all the
And that is
lines and
what I'm looking for. And because we started working together again on Turbo Pit Fighter, I am learning so much, and obviously being in a process, and you of course allowing me to sort of apply the same technique inking wise, because we're dealing with just black and white printing. That's
yeah.
that's what we're on there. But it's funny too, man, because you and I worked back in the '90s on some comics and stuff, and whether we were working on our own stuff, I always remember doing this. I would print out copies of Kinko's, send them to you, and then you would send them back like a week later with same kind of
Yeah.
notes, and I always
Yeah.
treasured that feedback, Jake. So thank you so much again for jumping on, and of course next week I'll have some of these pieces of feedback adjusted onto the pages, so we'll be
Yeah.
able to see what really kind of happened, and keep moving from there. So other than that, I'm good, and I like to thank you again for joining me on a CROM update.
All right, you got it, man.
All right, we'll see you.
KK.